Wait! Ty Lee! That's what... She can't use the other arm. It's Ty Lee stuff. It's expanded. Okay, that's enormous. So they actually really hate benders? No. Oh, great, Aang, no. What's up, guys? Welcome back to the channel. My name is Ben, and today I'll be reacting to The Legend of Korra Season 1, Episode 3. Now, I really enjoyed the last episode, mainly because it's taking it slowly. The first episode opened with so much going on. It basically dropped you in the deep end of what this new world is and how, like, Aang is gone, everything has changed. The whole world looks so completely different, and they've got a whole basically new nation there, which sits in, like, in between all of them, which is meant to represent the balance. And you're shoving the new avatar and all of this, and there's so much to process. So I really liked that episode after that, because it just slowed down a lot and let you process everything that was happening. So I do like what it said at what Korra's journey is, that she does need to basically master airbending and also the spiritual side of things. So that is her journey, and it's quite cool because we never got to see Aang do any of that. So it's nice that we're getting to see an avatar, or anyone in general, learn airbending. I also like the last episode because it did deviate from the little thing that it set up in the first one, where it introduced this weird, I don't know, this movement, political thing between benders and non-benders. That seems really interesting. So I am hoping that this episode might go into it. I don't know. But I do like the last episode did take a break from it. I would love it to go back to that now, because that seems like the main thing on this show. And I'd be so excited if it is like a non-bender who is the antagonist for an avatar. Yeah, as always, if you do enjoy this video, please remember to like and subscribe, as it really does help the channel to grow. And if you do enjoy my content and you want to help support the channel, I do have a Patreon, the link will be in the description. Over there I'm uploading these videos and the full reaction a week in advance. If that's something you're interested in, feel free to check it out. With that said, let's just dive on in. I really love the art style of this. It's like, because Avatar was set in the past, and I guess now it's gone to a more ornamental style of architecture. I just love how much details there in everything.
Deal with it.
You deal with it.
Ooh, oh.
Okay, so they're training for the competition.
Street urchins.
That's fun. Who's this?
Not so fast. At first you owe me for the Avatar's new gear.
Why don't you take the cut beforehand? Why must you do this in front of them?
Rent on your apartment. And a personal loan for groceries.
Okay, so you got nothing.
What? I'm a growing boy.
Oh,
do you have like a, what's that on your shoulder?
fire ferrets need to ante up 30,000 yuans for the championship pot.
30,000 yuans?
Is that a red panda thing?
Got till the end of the week to come up with the dough, or else you're out of the tournament.
I can't tell if he's nice or not. He's taking a lot of money, but he also seems like he's coming off as kind of nice.
Our bank account overflowing with gold, would you?
I got nothing.
How does the Avatar not get paid now? It's got like a city. I thought, why wouldn't the Avatar get paid?
Ever since we lost our parents, we've been on our own.
And tragic backstory. Okay, so they are orphans.
I've been training Pabu to do circus tricks. Now people would pay good money to see that.
Is that the fire ferret? I like it if it's actually named after their like pet. It's a red panda ferret. That's quite cool. Oh wait, with that statue, Scar, Zuko statue?
Fire ferret as he crosses the ladder of peril.
At least it's something. It might not be that great, but it's something. You're never gonna get 30,000 with that. But how 30,000 a lot with this? I don't know the currency.
Stick the landing. Ta-da!
Yay!
Thank you.
I'm assuming that's one. He's still got so much more to go.
1 yuan down, 29,999 to go.
Yeah.
Hey, Bolin, is that you?
I don't like this. Music makes him seem shady.
Heard you're a big-time pro bending player now. Not bad.
Don't like this. No, who are you?
Lightning Bolt Zolt is looking to hire some extra muscle.
Wait, is that a gang? Muscle?
Mako told me to stay away from the triple threats.
Yes, it's the gangs. Wait, is he the same? Was he when... No, those guys got arrested. This isn't the same people that Korra beat up.
Nothing crooked.
Ow, you're so easily bought.
You game?
Can you take the money back? Can you just say no? What is this? Is that how they get electricity? They have lightning benders and power plants? How do you do that? Okay, so you just... Okay, so many people can know lightning benders, so it's not... Oh, wow.
Hey, I found some work down at the power plant. Made some decent money.
Okay, so it is a power plant. That's awesome.
Bolin? You here, bro?
I don't think so. So he's in the gang now. That's not great. Can they go to the island? Can they, like, go see Korra? Okay, you got fixed. Amazing. Oh, wow, she did it.
Ooh, he's cute.
And they can come here. Awesome.
Airbender boy that drives you crazy? Does he drive you crazy in a bad way? Or does he drive you crazy like you like him?
Oh, no. Okay, so there is something between these two.
I could, help you look for him.
Nah, I got it.
Hey, cool guy. Let me help you.
The shot looks so weird, like how it was all moving in 3D. It's so weird to think that this is like still in the Avatar world. Everything's changed. I love that Zuko got a statue here. It's so awesome. Aang, so how many of them got a statue? Tell me all of them got a statue or something.
My memory's a little foggy. Maybe you can help clear it up.
No, you don't have any money.
He was performing some kind of monkey rat circus. And then Shady Shin showed up and flashed some
Shady Shin, that's his name. Why'd anyone trust that name?
the triple threats, the red monsoons, the Agni Kais.
Agni Kai. Okay, so they... Oh dear. So the
you
gangs
talking
are up
about?
to something big
Sounds like there's a
then.
turf war brewing. And Bolin's about to get caught right in the middle of it.
Great. Maybe Korra can do something with that. It feels like Avatar-related stuff. Deal with gangs in the city. That would be a good thing.
Why would Bolin get tangled up with... Whoa, Naga.
Oh, that looked like the red panda thing.
That's Pabu!
No, Naga. Pabu's a friend.
Oh, it really was trying to eat it. I thought it might have been leading it somewhere.
We gotta hurry.
Yeah, why would Bolin be without the thingy? Why the ferret? What, that doesn't seem good.
There are usually thugs posted out front. We better be cautious.
I hate this feeling so much. He was kicked down the door.
Bolin?
No one's here.
You
no
in
one's
here?
I know there's messy. There's so much mess everywhere. That ain't great. Wait. Okay. So he's been kidnapped. It's back to the cool, like, weird revolution, whatever it is happening. Okay. No, it's just not sweet. Okay, so we are going into it. They are going into it. Because the guy, I think he had plans for the Avatar. The Avatars basically made themselves known and they're part of the League. So now she has connections to people. Guessing this is what this is about. They want the Avatar. It's so weird seeing like this stuff. Motorcycles in this world. Oh, they're skilled. Can you get the earth up in front of them? Now, no. Acrobatic! Oh dear. They're gonna fight? They are creepy. They are so creepy. Wait! Ty Lee! That's what... Oh, she can't use the other arm. It's Ty Lee stuff. It's expanded. I knew it! Joining the Kyoshi Warriors. They're doing cheap blockers. They've become an army. Is this from Ty Lee and Kyoshi Warriors? Yeah, okay, I knew it. They could rule the world. They took him down. Come on, someone save them, please. Phew. Okay, good. Can they chi block the dog? Go on. Oh, I love this. They're so creepy. And this Ty Lee. It's the Kyoshi Warriors and Ty Lee. Did the Kyoshi Warriors become this? I hope not. I mean, they were like one of the strongest groups of non-benders.
Those guys were chi blockers. They're Amon's henchmen.
Amon.
Oh, dear.
Anti-bending guy with a mask?
Yeah, he's the leader of the Equalists.
Okay, so he's well known then. He's not some hidden figure. I hope this isn't like Ty Lee and... That felt hopeful that they were going to be a thing. I hate that if it's turned into like this huge thing. Tell me there's something else out there in the world that expanded from Ty Lee being in the Kyoshi Warriors. It didn't just become this.
We've got to keep looking. But where?
I have an idea.
What? I'm almost thinking maybe the dog can be tracker dog. Do you have anything of Bolin's? I mean, you have the pet. Okay, I love this animal now. I'm take everything back I said about the fire ferrets. I love this thing. I love the scenery of this show. It is so cool and it's so, like, nicely done.
What, are you some kind of criminal?
No, I just ran numbers for them and stuff. We were orphans out on the street. I did what I had to do to survive.
Makes sense, don't blame you. But it means you have ties to these people now. They know you. That ain't great.
They were mugged by a firebender. He cut them down right in front of me.
Oh.
I was 8.
Oh.
Bolin's the only family I have left. If anything happened to him...
That's cool. I'm surprised to see that doesn't make him hate benders then, after like a bender took his parents away from him.
What? Equality now!
Oh dear. There's definitely something between them.
That's the guy.
Amon calls you to action! Take back your city!
It's very weird that they're so predictably set up there.
My friend got kidnapped by some chi blockers. Where'd they take him?
I have no idea what you're talking about.
Oh, you clearly do. You didn't meet her gaze. I feel like this should be done a bit more carefully because it's not a good look.
Witness the revelation tonight, 9 o'clock.
I think that concerns the likes of you two.
So they're just openly sending like flyers out about whatever this thing is.
I have no idea what happened to your friend, but if he's a bender, then my bet is he's getting what's coming to him.
Why does this guy hate benders?
What's going on over there?
This is the
The
same
Avatar's
police officer.
suppressing us! Help!
Let's scram.
Oh dear. Oh, yeah, at least no one was around to see you sort of destroy that person's stand. Right, that could have ended badly then and probably would have done better for the non-bender person, protest or whatever he is.
I bet the information is hidden on here somehow. Look at the backs. There's 4 different images.
It's a map. Red dot is the map.
Bingo. That must be where it's going down.
That's pretty cool. So why would someone need 4 that feels like it's not great to get people there since they need 4 flyers.
This is the place.
Guess kind of means the people that going are fully invested and then need 4 of them.
What are you doing?
We'll attract less attention this way.
Yes, it works.
It's a private event. No one gets in without an invitation.
Invitation?
Flyer.
The revelation is upon us, my brother and sister.
Okay, creepy. Sounds almost cult-like. That's not great.
I knew a lot of people hated benders, but I've never seen so many in one place.
Okay, that's enormous. So they actually really hate benders? What's happening? I can almost understand that maybe some jobs would go specifically to benders now. Like the power plant, the police force. That would be specifically for benders. All non-benders can't really do anything there. I can understand that. Like this many people? And who is this guy? Mask looks awesome.
When I was a boy, my family and I lived on a small farm. We weren't rich, and none of us were benders.
Is any of this going to be true, or is it just a manipulation tactic?
It's for the firebender who extorted my father.
Another firebender that... Okay, so firebenders still having the bad reputation.
That firebender took my family from me. He took my face.
Oh, scarred like Zuko.
The Avatar has recently arrived in Republic City.
And they all hate her. This is weird.
The only thing bending has brought to the world is suffering.
Technically, the 100-Year War. It wouldn't be the cause of it, it kind of just helps it along. You still have the spirit stuff. You get rid of bending, and what happens to the spirit stuff?
The spirits have acted as guardians of our world.
Spirits?
And they have spoken to me.
Okay, so I guess they don't need to be a bender to do spirit stuff.
That is why the spirits have chosen me.
Maybe lies, but maybe not. She doesn't really have... We haven't seen any connection with her and the spirit stuff. This could be motivation to actually get her to do it.
The power to take a person's bending away. Permanently.
No! Oh, great, Aang, no. Of course, he introduced the power. It did some brilliant good thing. And of course, someone twists it. The power exists, so now of course someone has to do something dreadful for it.
And one of the most notorious criminals in Republic City.
Wait, is he gonna get rid of the criminal stuff? That actually makes him look good. Are they all leaders of the thing? And Bolin. Why Bolin?
We need to be smart about this.
Then come up with a game plan, team captain.
Come on, plan.
But his reign of terror is about to come to an end.
Can he actually do it?
I will give Zolt the chance to fight to keep his bending.
Okay, I do love this guy.
You're gonna regret doing that, pal.
He's actually letting him fight, and he's just gonna destroy him anyway. Okay, everyone's got lightning. Awesome. Oh dear, how is this not like... Ooh. Okay, that's done it. And it fizzled out. As horrifying as that is, that was awesome. And he did it just like Ozai.
What did you do to me? Your firebending is gone.
That's horrifying that someone evil has that ability. Because now I know that the turtle thing didn't give Aang the actual power. It just showed him what it feels like to do it, to teach Aang to do it. So that means it's learnable to anyone. That ain't great. So now it's actually happened. And it's given non-benders a chance to fight actual benders and do something so horrifying.
If you create some cover, I can grab Bolin without anyone seeing. Then we duck out of here.
Okay, good. What about the other people? You want to save the other people? They seem kind of bad if one was a crime lord. Are the others crime lords? Just mess with anything. Oh, and another, I don't like this. What did Ozai's look like? Ozai's didn't look that, like, struggling. Is that strenuous?
What are you doing back here?
Looking for the bathroom?
Oh, please, stop wasting time. Oh, no, stop wasting time. That's 3 down. Bolin's next, isn't he? Oh, wait, make him destroy the pipes. Yes, amazing. Okay, good.
Thanks. This should be enough.
Okay, let's do it. Please, hurry. I hate this now. This is horrifying. It makes such an interesting villain.
Hello, Amon, sir. I think there's been a big misunderstanding.
Why choose Bolin? Of all of them, why him? Was it just because he was with the shady guy? Okay, okay, you did it. Come on, please get him out now. And he disappears in the mist. I love him. No. Okay, thank you. Go.
Yes, Mako! I love you!
Do this later! Where's Korra? Only just two of you? Where's Korra? And they've seen you. Oh! Oh, that's terrifying. Korra, please tell me, where are you? And they've got weapons as well. I do love this. They've made the non-benders actually this capable. I mean, yes, they were capable to begin with, but now they actually feel like a huge threat. Before the non-benders weren't really a threat to non-benders, to benders, apart from Ty Lee, they were still capable, they could still do as loads of stuff. But if you were to pair Toph with Suki, we know who would win. Suki probably could stand a chance, but Toph would obviously just destroy him.
There's no place in the world for you anymore.
Okay, took you long enough. Thank Korra, come on.
I wouldn't count us out just yet. Naga!
But it's honestly really cool to see like actual benders take on actual non-benders take on benders and do very, very well. I feel like these guys could take on Toph.
Let her go. She's the perfect messenger to tell the city of my power.
He's a really nice villain. He's really good. He knows when to, he's just using everything against her. Now he wants the message to get out.
I was just about to send out a search party. Are you all right?
What if he does it to Tenzin? That would be airbending gone as well. Don't let that happen.
He can take people's bending away for good.
That's impossible.
I really hope he doesn't get to the airbender stuff.
Has ever possessed that ability.
But I saw him do it.
It was a learned ability. It wasn't something innate to the Avatar.
But this means the revolution is more dangerous than ever. No bender is safe.
This is horrifying. This makes the city... Yay. And this ending. Okay. Is his goal like to make the city a non-bender city? So would he leave the rest of the nations alone? Like earthbenders go there, firebenders go there, all of that stuff. And then the city would just be non-benders. Is that his aim for that? I don't know if his past story is true, because he could be lying. He seemed like a good manipulator. It's the villain, and his face is hidden. But yes, scars. I can't tell if anything he's saying is lying. Yeah, this is so interesting. Actually having a non-bending villain who has the ability to take bending away. This is such a good threat for the new Avatar. Okay, this was so good, just getting this villain's introduction, basically. I'm just trying to compare him to Ozai, who was the last villain. I think not much can Actually, no, you kind of compare as well. Ozai was the villain that was built up through the whole show of Avatar. This guy, I'm guessing, would be dealt with this season, because I know that this show is made season by season, because they didn't know if they were going to get another season from it. So I'm assuming that this guy's story will be concluded in this one. So that already sets up some differences between Ozai being able to be built up over 3 seasons compared to this guy, who's already had an incredible introduction. Yeah, because Ozai, he was basically just a monster. He was an awful, evil, pure, horrid person. That was his thing. There was no sympathy whatsoever. He just needed to be taken down. And then Aang, out of the goodness of his heart and just keeping the air nomads alive, chose to spare his life. I mean, incredible. And now you have this guy, Amon. Now, Korra isn't tied to the same things Aang was, so she could be open to killing. I don't know yet. That could be something. But then if she needs to become an airbender and open herself to the spirit stuff, maybe no, because then the other avatars still did it. I wonder if that's something they'll play into. Would she kill her enemies? That's something. But yeah, so you have this guy. So comparing him with Ozai, he seems to have a understandable origin. You can understand this guy's motivation. His family was taken from him and he was left scarred by a firebender. Not great, but the firebenders still have a bad reputation after the 100-year war, so not much has changed there. So, because that's the first difference between him and the last villain, that you can actually get an understanding point of view. And I love how they're setting it up. It makes sense that there would be people that would be against the benders in this world, considering how the world has advanced. I feel like most benders and non-benders worked pretty much in harmony. There wasn't any if you wanted to be a farmer, you could be a farmer no matter what. You just worked with benders and you did stuff. You didn't have a monopoly that helped benders and gave them a different sort of roles to play in society compared to regular people. I mean, even the warriors and stuff. You had the Northern Water Tribe, who I think used a lot of water benders in that, but they still had weapons and stuff. They could still have non-benders in it. Now in this society, you have the police force, which seems like they have to be metal benders to do everything they need to do. Otherwise, the ones that can bend will excel anywhere. the way they can grapple across everything. They drop from the blimps. They are going to excel in everything there. Non-benders, it can't be a part of that. The power station, now that everything is run by electricity, that has to be firebenders. So non-benders can't have a place there. So that's the police force and the power supply completely excluding non-benders, and it's not even like by choice. They can't do anything just by how they're born. It's so weird. But it does set up such an interesting point of view for this villain, that there is technically an injustice going on. The non-benders are being left behind by benders, so their point of view is that the non-benders are going to be left behind. So they want just bending to be eradicated so that doesn't happen. Iman even goes into the spiritual side of it, because that was my thing. If you get rid of bending, what happens with spirits? And he even talks about the spirits, saying that they've actually chosen him and think Korra's failed. That we don't know to be true or not, but it could be true since she hasn't been able to talk to them at all. Aang did it when he was 12. So the fact that Korra hasn't had any connection with the spirits so far is concerning. It might be something. But that could just be because she's a water tribe person. Maybe air nomads had a stronger connection to the spirit side of things compared to other avatars. But it is interesting. Everything he said could easily be a lie or it could be true. And if it's true, it's kind of horrifying. But now this guy poses such a good threat, and I'm really hoping nothing gets to Tenzin. I'm so scared for the airbenders now. They've already suffered loads. Now it seems to be coming back. If this guy gets to them, that could be so bad. What a way to send a message other than to completely eradicate airbending altogether. Actually this time. Yeah, I really love the scene. As horrifying as his ability is, I love the scene where he took the firebending away. Having it go from lightning and it all just being completely out of control. Having the lightning fizzle out, go to fire, and then that go as well. So well done, just showing how it just leaves their body. Yeah, then aside from the villain, we also got more details on Bolin and Mako in how they are orphans, they lost their parents. So it's that they actually serve as a really good comparison to Iman. They lost their family in the same way. Firebender took them from them, left them as orphans, and yet they still chose to be good. They don't see the bad side of bending, but I think that's because they are benders. So it's they can't hate themselves. Unless they could do something cool and introduce a bender that's actually working with Iman, that could be interesting. But it's such a cool decision to have both of these guys technically have the same origin. Mako, Bolin, and Iman both lost their family to benders, specifically firebenders, yet they have completely different outcomes and point of views. Even Bolin and Mako don't even hate Fire Nation people, or just firebenders in general, even though that's what took their family away. I think this definitely sets up a really interesting challenge for Korra going forward, because now not only does she need to learn airbending and spiritual stuff, but she has to deal with someone who is a non-bender. How does the Avatar deal with that? I don't think we actually ever saw Aang fight Ty Lee. He mainly fought Azula. Ty Lee fought Katara and Sokka. That was it. She never went toe-to-toe with Aang. So it'll be interesting to see what happens when Korra does face Aman, because he is technically at the Azula level compared to Korra, because it would, on power scale, it'd be Aang versus Azula when faced with her team. So now it'd be Korra versus Aman, and I guess Bolin and Mako versus his henchmen. Yeah, it's going to be so interesting to see how she deals with this guy. I hope, could they take away her bending? I don't know if that is even possible. Could you take away the Avatar's bending? Feels like it's a little different than everyone else's, considering it goes through the rebirth cycle. Would that even be possible? Yeah, I think I just really like how they brought so much back here. Brings back the Ty Lee joining the Kyoshi Warriors and it becoming this evil thing. Hopefully there is a good section out there that didn't do this, because I would hate for the Kyoshi Warriors and Ty Lee's group to end up being this entirely. I'm hoping that there is a good side that came out of it. But it also brings back the Lion Turtle stuff, which I was hoping for, because that just came out of nowhere in the final. So I want more on it. So glad that it's sort of being brought back, kind of, with its ability or just whatever it showed Aang being used again. Okay, I think first off, this episode was really good, but it definitely focused more on the villain rather than Korra. She didn't really get much to develop on, I guess, in this episode. Mainly it breaks the illusion further of how the city is for her. She thought it was this great place, then she met the homeless people, and now she's getting to see the corruption, the gangs, and this nightmare that's now happening in the city. But we did actually know, we did see her develop in her airbending, so she is now able to pass through the thingy, but she still hasn't been able to fully airbend. So it's nice that that's going further and she's getting that happening. Because I'd assume once she gets like the basics of it, she should be able to get it pretty quickly, considering she was born a waterbender. I think this episode also hinted more at the relationship between her and Mako. It seems like something's there, or at least she has some kind of feelings towards him, whether or not it is a crush or it is just the idea of maybe idolizing him for being the pro league bender sort of thing and being like that sort of competitor. It still seems very iffy and not well defined yet, so that's something that's still being explored, so I'll be interested to see where that eventually goes. But I think this episode also set up that she needs to get back into the spirit stuff, and it seems like that's also, so she's got the airbending thing that she needs to do, and now she needs to get with the spirits. That is like the big thing going on now, especially with the villain basically saying that the spirits are on his side. That is going to make everyday people start questioning whether or not to even trust the Avatar to begin with. If she can't commune with the spirits, why go to her when there's another guy who can? So she definitely needs to start developing that as well. So now there's two things that she has to get done in this season then. Now Mako and Bolin, we also got some more on just getting their past and getting to hear their tragic origin of their parents being killed in front of them by a firebender. Shame that it's a shame there's still a firebender, and it was a firebender twice with the other guy. So even now the firebenders don't have the best reputation. I mean, why not change it to a waterbender or an earthbender that did it? But yeah, I also have questions about that because I only realized it while editing the last video. Bolin and Mako, they're brothers. Yeah, they bend at different things. So are their parents like two different benders as well? Because that's honestly quite interesting. You have a family that has multiple benders in it, like multiple different benders, not just multiple benders, but multiple different benders and different elements. That's really cool. Almost makes you wonder if maybe that sort of mixing could create something else with their bending. Like, if, I don't know. Like maybe if you had a waterbender and an earthbender and they got together, their child could be like a born natural mudbender or something. Yeah, then we also got to see how they do have a much more grayer past then. They were part of a gang, but there was kind of basic stuff, at least for Mako. I'm assuming maybe Bolin did some muscle stuff. No, because he was an orphan, he wouldn't be put in muscle. They did numbers and stuff, so it's not that bad, but it's still kind of shady. But it's what they had to do to get by. So I do like them as characters a lot now, getting to hear that they have this very awful past and what they had to do to actually stay alive. It's a nice contrast with Korra, who's basically had a very nice upbringing, being in the, I mean, it's not that nice, she's been stuck in a compound for ages, but she's had parents, and so they've flipped it, so no. I mean, it's interesting because Aang lost his parents, Katara and Sokka lost their mum, Toph, bad relationship with her parents, Zuko, awful relationship with his family. So it's cool that we have it's interesting that we have an Avatar who has a good relationship with their family, and now we've also got other characters that are basically main cast now who have the same sort of parental issues that the last set of cast did. I'm hoping that gets further explored, because to have two main cast have their parental thing like the way it is, and have Korra having such a nice upbringing to compare, seems just very interesting. Like the main cast before kind of bonded over the fact that they had really difficult situations and home lives. Now we have one that did very well and had a very stable home life, I guess. The only issue was that they were kept like a prisoner. The others, their family is dead. So that'll be interesting to see if that gets any more attention. Villain already loving, Iman being a non-bender who can take away others bending. It's a really cool concept, and I love the idea they've actually gone with bending supremacy, and it makes sense for this world they've set up. In Aang's time, it doesn't make that much sense, because basically everyone was kind of at the same level. It was like you could have had it, but it'd only be the start of it. There was never any, it would only start by a bender wanting to be seen as superior. That's kind of it. Everyone else could basically do the same thing. If you want to be a farmer, you could be a farmer. But maybe some earthbenders could be better at it because they can mess with the earth, but anyone can still do it. Here in this city, you have set jobs that can only be done by benders, which immediately sets up the divide. You have the police force and the power supply only being available to be benders. You can't have a non-bender try and create electricity. Not going to work. A non-bender in the police force are going to be completely left behind, be very ineffective compared to all the metal benders that you have in it. So already there is a huge divide that lets this sort of ideology grow, and it makes the villain so compelling in their what they're doing. We've got a tragic past, which I don't know if it's true or not yet, where they basically have the same origin as Mako and Bolin, where their family was killed, but he was also scarred, meaning he has to wear the mask. But it makes it believable that so many other people would want to join this guy. So not only is he powerful in his own right, he has the respect of others and other non-benders. He could basically make his own army through his ideals and beliefs. Ozai basically was so powerful because he was born into it. He didn't have any good, lovable qualities that would make people want to join him. This, people are actually wanting to join, and that's what's scary about it. I cannot wait to get more on this guy now because he feels like such an interesting character. And to introduce that he does have this ability is going to be used on one of the main characters, isn't it? I hope it isn't Tenzin. And I feel like it can only be Bolin and Mako. They're the only characters that are just regular benders. Tenzin has this whole air bending thing. Korra is the avatar. You take something away from that, it kind of destroys the whole idea of it. So really the only ones that can happen to are Mako and Bolin, but it'll make him such an interesting villain if he actually manages to do it and take away the bending of one of the main cast members, because then it puts them on the same level as Sokka. That's how you introduce a non-bender to the main cast. That would be so interesting and really tragic. Yeah, looking at the ideology further, so you have a whole, because I get the idea of the city is meant to be this unifying place where anyone can go, where you have Earth Nation, Fire Nation, Water Nation, Air Nation, I guess, in here as well, and also non-benders that can make a life for themselves and just get away from, I guess, maybe the traditions of the original nations. So it's like a new place that people can come and just thrive and just mingle, I guess. It's a really beautiful idea to have this sort of, because yeah, it's the unifying aspect. You had the war. This basically is Aang's answer to not have another war again. You had the Fire Nation who saw themselves as superior as everyone else, so they went to destroy it. Having someplace in the middle where everyone can get along and just live together makes that divide disappear. Yet now the city itself has created further divide between benders and non-benders, which I think might be something that Aang might have overlooked. He is the avatar. I mean, I'm kind of ashamed that he did overlook it. What role did Sokka and Suki play in the development of this city? Because they've actually set up a system that kind of rewards benders for something they were naturally born with and punishes non-benders for the things they were born with. No non-bender can join certain things. I'm honestly interested to see if they introduce any more types of jobs or positions that only benders can really do because it's natural to them. Yeah, I think it'll be very interesting to see how this sort of problem got started, because it's clearly a problem. I hope that it does get fixed, because I don't think this would just go away with defeating Amon like in physical combat. There's still people that support this thing, so what kind of change can you make to the city to make it more fair for regular people? It feels like something that should have been addressed by Sokka and Suki being the non-benders of the main group. What did they do in the original city that would be the form that non-benders could then do? This is so interesting, and I cannot wait to get more on this and just see it explored further. Now Tenzin, I love his relationship with Korra. I love how worried he was at the end of this. That was basically his only scene here. He got worried about where she was and he was going to send out a search party. So do you like that there's almost a father-daughter relationship maybe there? It's mainly master-student, but that fear and worry, it feels like he's treating her like one of his own kids. Love that. And then it does make that connection with Aang being his father and then rebirthed as this new person who he then has to teach. It's a very interesting relationship, and I just love the idea of it. I really hope he does not lose his bending. That would be an absolute disaster. I feel like that would be one of Amon's goals, to send a message to not only to the city, but the entire world, that it seems. He said that one of the henchmen said that benders no longer have a place in the world, not just the city, the world. So if he really wants to send a message, remove the airbenders. That would be the big thing. I feel like he's going to go for that. That's got to be something on his list to do. And I'm really hoping it does not happen, because they are like the last thing and they're growing. It feels hopeful, but it would be interesting if they do rip it away like that. And the art style for this show, I have to say, it's incredible. Like every background scene for this has been so amazing. It feels like it has taken a step up from Avatar, because I remember in season 2 they were going through a lot of deserts. Yes, it's a cool environment, but it's very bland. And when they deal with other stuff, I guess this just feels a whole lot more detailed in the backgrounds compared to Avatar, mainly because the times have changed. There's a lot more ornamentation in the buildings, and everything's taking place in a giant city. It feels so visually stunning. There's so much going on, yet they still manage to bring focus to the main characters, yet you can just look at the background and just be in awe. There's that one scene where it sticks out to me now, where Mako went to the airbending island, and in the background when he's talking to Korra, you can just see the lights in the distance and I think mountains, and it's just so cool that level of detail is in the background for a very small scene. I'm really hoping this doesn't go away and they give this level of detail to every scene that they do, because it's so nice. And it's such a weird contrast to Aang's time. Like going into the room with the revolutions and all of this, seeing all the pipe work going on. It hits you differently. Yes, it does feel kind of old compared to our time, but it just feels weird because that's nothing like Aang's time, and it's just so nice. As for what's next, because Amon wants this message to get out, and I'm assuming that's what's going to happen. Korra has now told Tenzin, and we know that he is a very powerful figure in the city, so I'm assuming he's going to make it a very citywide matter. He's going to see it as like probably a terrorist thing, so that would be interesting to see if he does get the police force involved. This could go huge. Because it makes sense. It's such a cool idea. Because last time it was Aang versus the Fire Lord. It was so personal. It wasn't like the other nations were involved, but it was far more focused on Aang. This, you could actually have the city be against Iman. That could be cool as well. Like the actual government of the city could go against him. And actually have a much more prominent role than the other nations did against the Fire Nation. Yeah, I do think it's weird that Iman chose Bolin to be one of the people to lose their bending. That feels very personal to Korra. I felt like he must have known that they knew each other. They have passed with the gangs. They know that he now has a connection with her because they're on the same team in the sport thing. So capture him, bring him in. I don't think he was even going to lose his bending. I think that was always part of Aman's plan. He got him there because he wanted Korra to be there to see it and then spread the word. This is all going according to his plan at the minute. It seems insane that he's this masterminding everything. Feels like Azula in her way of manipulation. I am very looking forward to see what he does next, because he wants to be known. That's the scary thing. He doesn't care that people he doesn't care that people will know about him. He wants that. I'm assuming this is what because it gets the word out. If he's got already loads of non-benders on his side, he could get the entire city's worth of non-benders with him, which would be a disaster. Like, that could be half the population of this city. Yeah, that would be insanely bad. I think I just like the scale of the conflict. It's nice compared to Ozai. Ozai was a whole world thing, but this one, it feels so confined to the city, and I quite like that. It feels small, yet somehow it feels so huge as well. It's a good change of pace compared to Avatar, where they were dealing with the entire world. Now you're dealing with one city. Yes, Aman, I think, wants to expand to the entire world, but so far it feels contained, and I like that. It keeps the stakes small, considering the Avatar still isn't fully there yet. She hasn't even gotten to the Avatar state, has she? That's another thing that they need to work on. She's got 3 out of 4 bending, but she hasn't even touched the Avatar state. Overall, I really enjoyed this episode. Definitely, I like the little touches that it gave to Korra's development, seeing her go through the spinny air thing, so we know that she's getting more developed on the airbending side of stuff. We've seen the relationships continue to grow between her and Mako, and then we have such an interesting villain be brought into this. I cannot wait to see what else they will end up doing. He seems insane. I love that he's understandable. And yes, it's a horrible thing he's doing, but you can get it, and it makes sense in the context of this world. Benders are taking over positions which non-benders cannot contribute to, and so the divide between society makes so much sense, and of course someone will come out and use that to their advantage. I cannot wait to see what else this guy is going to be capable of, and just the idea that he can actually permanently take away bending seems so insane. I cannot wait to see who he does end up using that on. But yeah, with that said, that does bring me to the end of this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about the episode in the comments, and with that I will see you in the next episode for episode 4. See ya!